If you were invited to play a deadly series of games for a shitload of money, could you beat out the other contestants and survive? Well, you are wrong, and in this video I am going to go through the movie Would You Rather and tell you exactly why you have little to no chance at survival. We start off following Iris, who had to drop out of college to move back home and take care of her sick brother who is in desperate need for a bone marrow transplant. Her brother's doctor calls her and tells her that he might have a way to help her pay for her brother's medical bills. She goes to meet with him, and there is a man named Shepard Lambrick who is the head of the Lambrick Foundation. He invites her over to a dinner party and tells her that she can play a game with several other contestants, and if she wins the contest that she will not only be set for life but he can bypass any waitlist and get her brother the bone marrow transplant that he needs. Iris tells him that she will think about it, but he tells her the game takes place at 8 o'clock tonight. So, not a ton of time to think it over. I hear what you guys are saying. This guy is a walking red flag. Someone showing up out of nowhere and solving all your problems. Obviously this guy is up to no good, and she should just walk away, and you are not wrong thinking that. However, I do believe that pretty much everyone in this situation would choose to compete in his game. While she is pretty skeptical, she is also desperate, so it's a chance worth taking. Later that night, she arrives at the Lambrick family's mansion where she is introduced to the other contestants: Lucas, Cal, Peter, Conway, Linda, Amy, and Travis. So far, there is not much to tell us what kind of contest this is going to be, but given the fact that they invited Linda, an elderly overweight woman in a wheelchair, it's probably not a contest of physical fitness. It also seems that everyone except Conway is drinking. I think if I was about to play a game where I could win millions of dollars, I would want to be sober. The butler named Bevins comes in, and in his words,
"We ask that you leave all possessions here during the game. Phones, keys, etc."
At dinner, we have our first introduction into the game. Iris says that she is a vegetarian and cannot eat the steak. Mr. Lambrick offers her $10,000 to eat the steak. While this makes Iris uncomfortable, there is still nothing to suggest that they are in a life-threatening situation. Next, he notices that Conway is only drinking water and discovers that he is a recovering alcoholic. He offers him $10,000 to drink the glass of wine. When Conway refuses, he ups the ante and offers him $50,000 if he will drink an entire decanter of scotch. This is the first dangerous part of the game, which should be a massive red flag to everyone in the room. The decanter of scotch is roughly as much as a standard bottle of wine, which is 25 fluid ounces. The recommended maximum for hard liquor is 1.5 ounces, and while it might not kill him if he drinks the entire thing, it definitely could. After Mr. Lambrick goes over the rules for the game, which are quite simple, he gives them two options, and they must choose one of the two, and if they refuse, that person gets eliminated, and soon we will see exactly what getting eliminated means. He also only gives them 15 seconds to choose, so it has to be a snap decision. Before the game officially begins, he gives everyone one last opportunity to leave. You might think that there has been enough red flags here to walk away, but keep in mind that everyone here is desperate and probably has not read into the alcohol thing from earlier. No one yet realizes that their lives are in danger, so of course nobody is going to leave. The first round begins, and Bevins brings in some machine that's basically just car batteries hooked up to some electrodes to shock people. Upon seeing this, Conway decides he doesn't want to play and tries to leave.
You were warned.
You go to hell, you sick motherfucker!
Well, now they know what the stakes are, but unfortunately it's too late for them to back out.
I would like to go home.
Well, obviously, participation is no longer voluntary. I believe we just made that perfectly clear.
The first round begins. Bevins places electrodes on Cal and Amy's head. He has to decide which of them gets zapped. He chooses to electrocute himself.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Next up is Amy.
Would you rather electrocute yourself or...
Seems like she enjoyed that a little too much. While I do think Amy has the right idea, only one of them can win after all, so you definitely want to eliminate the other players so you can make it out alive. She might want to be a little more subtle about it. You don't want to make an enemy of everyone else at the table who could potentially hold your life in their hands in a later round. Next up, Linda is given the same choice, and she shocks Peter. They continue around the table, with Lucas and Iris being the only two to shock themselves. After round one, Mr. Lambrick and Bevins leave the room to prepare the second round. While they are gone, they discuss trying to take down the guards and making a jailbreak. This might seem like a good idea, but it does not have a very good chance at working. They have guns and you do not. Also, there is no way of knowing how many guards they have in the building. You have to remember this family is extremely wealthy, and this is not the first time they have done this. I imagine they have had plenty of escape attempts and will have plenty of security to ensure that no one escapes. The smart thing to do in this situation is to sit back and see how much of your competition the guards get rid of for you. Mr. Lambrick's dickhead son Julian comes in and starts antagonizing them, which gets an outburst from Travis. This is incredibly stupid. I know this guy is a huge dickhead who needs a good ass kicking, but painting a target on your back is just gonna get you killed. The next round begins and Iris is given a choice between stabbing Cal in the thigh with an ice pick or hitting Travis in the back 3 times with an African whipping staff. Travis tells her to hit him with the staff, and for some reason he decided to take his jacket off. It probably would not have softened the blows too much, but I would take all the padding I could get. She does a weak half-assed hit the first time because she doesn't want to hurt him, but Mr. Lambrick says it does not count, so she has to really put her back into it. Sorry Travis, you are not getting off that easy. After taking the 3 hits, the next choice moves to Lucas. His options are to stab Iris in the thigh with an ice pick, or to hit Travis once again 3 times with the African whipping staff. Looks like he should have kept his mouth shut. After taking 3 more hits, it is now Travis's turn, and his choices are to stab Lucas in the thigh with the ice pick or take 3 more lashes from Bevins. Obviously he should stab Lucas, but once he opened his mouth towards Dickhead, his fate was sealed. It's pretty safe to say that Bevins did not hold back. Next up is Peter. He sort of makes a speech that they all have to work together. Not sure how he came to that conclusion, but he says that Travis can't take any more hits. Since Linda is paralyzed and can't feel her legs, he will just stab her. It starts bleeding quite a lot, and Peter thinks he hit an artery, so he ties his belt around her leg to try and stop the bleeding. After that, it's Linda's turn, and she has the same choice: whip Travis or stab Amy. Now it's Amy's turn. She also has the chance to whip Travis, but this time they give her the option to stab anyone she wants, and she chooses Iris.
Can I stab her anywhere?
That's a new one. From the shoulders down.
Again, I do believe that she has the right idea to eliminate the competition, but she needs to be a little more subtle about it. She could have asked for volunteers, and seeing that Lucas tried to get Travis to stab him earlier, he probably would volunteer, and then she could, accidentally hit an artery.
She hasn't moved for a while.
Stabbed an old woman, Peter.
After Linda is wheeled out, it's Cal's turn, and his choice is again hit Travis 3 more times with the staff or stab Lucas with the ice pick. He decides to hit Travis, and after the beating, Bevins determines that Travis is still alive, but is unable to continue and is eliminated. While they are distracted, the players decide to attack the guards and attempt to escape. While they did manage to get a couple of good licks in on the guards, it does not go too well for them. Of course, while all this was going on, Mr. Lambrick's asshole son hides under the table. Iris did manage to escape the room while everyone was distracted. All the doors she tried were locked, so she attempts to climb through a window, but unfortunately Julian finds her before she can escape. As Julian is trying to force himself on her, she does manage to fight him off and does get to stab him with the ice pick. The good doctor shows up and...
I'm getting you out of here. I made a mistake. I should have just told you.
Now you might be wondering, why didn't the doctor just call the police if he had a change of heart and wanted to intervene? Well, I think there are multiple reasons for this. The first reason is he is partly responsible for this by encouraging Iris to play the game, so if he did call the cops and got them all arrested, he would be going to jail right alongside them. The second reason is the Lambrick family is extremely well connected and has been doing this shit for a long time, so I think that it's safe to say that they have some cops in their pocket. I am not sure what his end game here was. Even if he did manage to escape with Iris, I highly doubt Mr. Lambrick would just let him get away with it, so he would have needed to take him and his son out, and obviously that's not going to happen. Iris gets escorted back to the game, and Bevins informs Mr. Lambrick of what happened, and on to the next round. For this round, a barrel of water is brought in, and each player is given an envelope. They get to choose between trying to hold their breath underwater for 2 minutes or a mysterious punishment concealed in the envelope. So this one comes down to, do you think you can hold your breath for 2 minutes or not? If the answer is yes, then go for the barrel. If not, then take your chances with the envelope. Peter is up first, and he decides to go with the envelope. It's revealed that he has to light off a firecracker in his hand. This seems like good news for Peter, that is, until he sees what they mean by firecracker. Turns out it's a quarter stick of dynamite he has to set off. To make matters worse, Bevins duct tapes it to his hand so he can't have a loose grip or try to lessen the impact in any way. Mr. Lambrick says if it turns out to be a dud, that he won't have to go again. What a nice guy.
Wow! That was loud!
This causes Peter to have a heart attack and die. I don't think there is anything Peter could have done here. If he could have held his breath for 2 minutes, I am sure he would have picked the barrel, so it came down to some bad luck. Next up is Lucas. He says he does not think that he can hold his breath for 2 minutes, so he also chooses the card. I just timed myself and I was able to hold my breath for 1 minute and 37 seconds, not quite 2 minutes, but if my life depended on it, I think I could extend that to 2 minutes, so personally I would go for the barrel. Lucas takes out his card and he has to slit his eye open with a razor blade.
And by the way, you can pick whichever eye you want. It's completely up to you.
Again, Mr. Lambrick showing his kindness. Slitting your eye open certainly is not lethal, but damn, that would be hard to do. Next, it's Iris's turn, and it's safe to say that none of these envelopes are going to have something easy to do, so she chooses the barrel without hesitation. It begins with Bevins pushing her head down into the barrel. You could maybe knock the entire barrel over if you think you are about to drown, but they would probably just make you do it again, or possibly just shoot you for cheating or something. They check to see what Iris would have gotten, and she would have had to yank out all of her teeth. Now it's Amy's turn, and she chooses the envelope.
Another barrel with a 4. That 4 stands for 4 minutes.
Damn, that's fucked up. It is possible to hold your breath for 4 minutes, but without some prior training, it ain't gonna happen. She is fucked. She also doesn't get a good breath when Bevins forces her head into the barrel, which is just another nail in her coffin, and the throat goat is no more. Now it is time for the final round. They flip a coin to see who goes first, and Iris gets to go first. The final round is she can end the game immediately, and they both go home empty-handed but alive, or she can choose to shoot Lucas and win the game. Lucas is pretty much fucked here. All he can do is try to talk her into leaving, which is not going to happen. Nobody is going to go through all this while being extremely desperate and just walk away, so the final round is just pure chance win the coin flip and get paid, or lose and die. After the game, Iris returns home to find that her brother had ended his life while she was gone. Well, at least now she doesn't have to share her winnings. So what do you think? Could you have won the game or would have ended up dead? If you made it this far in the video, why not check out another? Here is a playlist of my videos. And remember, if an offer is too good to be true, it probably is.